What is up, everybody? Solomon here. I hope you guys are all having a fantastic Monday. First and foremost, I really wanted to say thank you to the entire community out there that has been patient and has just been kind of letting me do my own thing, deciding on how I wanted to go about restarting this YouTube and everything else, and all the support has been absolutely fantastic. I couldn't be happier to be back. And I'm excited to once again provide content for everybody that hopefully provides some value in an honest and transparent way. I had a quick video for you all today, and I'm going to touch base on a couple of things here. First and foremost, this is from Crypto Law at Crypto Law US. I saw this right when I got home from work. Breaking: Government watchdog group files lengthy Freedom of Information Act request demanding access to internal SEC Gov documents and records targeting Jay Clayton, William Hinman, and Mark Berger over potential conflicts of interest on crypto while in office. This is a really kind of a succinct breakdown here, and I wanted to go through it. And if you're not aware, Crypto Law, the founder of Crypto Law is John Deaton, certainly an XRP proponent as far as the support that he's given for the community and, just kind of the raging against the tides that be. It's certainly something that should be applauded. If you do not follow John, I certainly suggest that you do so. Okay, so essentially filing a lengthy Freedom of Information request against certain individuals at the SEC. Number 2 out of 7, so this is a thread. We write today seeking information regarding the appearance of conflicts of interest by former high-level officials at the SEC relating to cryptocurrencies. It is in the public's interest that the government's emerging regulatory approach to cryptocurrencies is based on objective legal principles, without the appearance that conflicted SEC officials may be picking cryptocurrency winners and losers based on personal financial interests. The way in which these former SEC individuals declared whether particular cryptocurrencies were securities and thus subject to SEC regulation raises public integrity concerns. Transparency from the SEC is the only way to ensure accountability to the public. In light of this, we are filing this Freedom of Information Act request to seek the facts. Now, this is from Empower _US. This is Empower Us. I will show you their website in a second here. Their letter demands a wide range of records and communications from the SEC individuals such as Hinman, Clayton, Berger, and outside entities like Simpson Thacher, One River, and Ent ETH Alliance. The letter also seeks records of any discussions between the target officials and SEC officials of Ethics Council about their potential employment or, in Hinman's case, continued payments from Simpson Thacher during his SEC employment. Finally, Empower _US cites Hinman's speech on Ethereum, Clayton's comments on Bitcoin, the lawsuit against Ripple, and the crash of XRP, and their lucrative employment immediately following their tenure at the SEC. Very interesting. So this is Empower, EMPOWR.US. You can see some of their news announcements here. This is the announcement stating that they are going to be filing a Freedom of Information Act request for, essentially behind the scenes shady stuff that potential some of these SEC individuals were potentially, dealing in here. If you're not aware, what's really interesting to me, we've seen this before. This is Chairman Jay Clayton's public calendar from August 1st, 2018 to August 31st of 2018. We can scroll down to August 20th. We see 11 o'clock a.m. So this is Jay Clayton had a meeting with Ripple. Now, this is just literally Jay Clayton, Brad Garlinghouse, CEO, David Schwartz, Chief Technology Officer, and John Roscoe, who at that point in time was the Special Assistant to the President of the United States, White House Office of Presidential Personnel. So I'm curious what those 4 individuals were talking about. I'm sure it wasn't, tea and biscuits. So moving forward from that, I wanted to go over a couple more things here. First and foremost, I know that a lot of people that follow me on Twitter, even OG YouTube subscribers, know that I was talking about Allianceblock back in December, January, February timeframe. Now, they are going to have to add another partner to the list here. They're already partnered with Avalanche. If you're not aware what Unizen is essentially a DeFi/CeFi enabled, trustless KYC. They're dealing in everything else, an exchange. And they already have Gilbert Viridian, who is the the head of Quant, and they also have Rashid Ajaja, who is the head of Allianceblock, advising them. So I would pay attention very much so to Unizen, because they are obviously partnered with Allianceblock as well. Edgeware, Hedera Hashgraph, Unido, however you pronounce it, Energy Web, tons. Quant, Holo, Chainlink, you get the picture, right? But they need to add another space for partners here, because they've got a blank space down here now. They are now partnered with Elrond, and from my understanding, and I have not done the deep dives into Elrond probably as much as I should have, because I felt like I already missed the boat to an extent. Elrond is a giant layer 1. By layer 1, I mean that it's essentially its own, blockchain / DLT ecosystem where other dApps and other participants build on top of that platform. It's not like they're dependent upon something like Ethereum or anything else to build upon it. They are their own shtick. So Allianceblock brings new funding, interoperability, and data ownership solutions to Elrond ecosystem and new partnership. Now, this is immense in my opinion, ladies and gentlemen. So I'll read through a little bit of this here, but what's really interesting to me, today we're excited to announce there's 3 things here, because it deals in data, it deals in their DEX, and it deals in, bringing additional liquidity to Elrond, but also it ties Elrond, which is a non-Ethereum virtual machine blockchain, into the Ethereum virtual machine via the Alliance bridge. We'll see that in a second here. Today, we're excited to announce that we're extending our solutions to yet another rich ecosystem of dApps through a partnership with Elrond, one of the most prominent layer 1 protocols in the industry. Through this partnership, we're contributing to the Elrond blockchain platform growth with new interoperability, funding, and data ownership solutions. At the same time, we are integrating yet another reputable project into our product suite, community, and future access to institutional investors. Now, their Allianceblock is essentially, from what I'm reading, is going to be launching their DEX, or decentralized exchange, and liquidity mining solutions on Elrond, or within integrating Elrond into the liquidity market, or liquidity mining as a service. But the DEX, from what I'm reading here, is going to essentially be launched on Elrond. Allianceblock will also be strategically collaborating with Elrond to rewrite the Solidity contracts and deploy Allianceblock's upcoming decentralized exchange on Elrond. The Elrond integration with Alliance DEX will also help users to perform cross-chain swaps and offer better control over impermanent loss. Now, some of you may not know what impermanent loss is. I certainly suggest that you look it up. This deals very much so into when you're doing these liquidity mining aspects where you take 2 coins, like let's say you're doing it through Uniswap, and you combine Uniswap with another coin and you make your own liquidity token, then you add it into a pool. Well, if one asset's value goes up, or if one asset's value goes down, et cetera, you can read through exactly how it works. You end up actually losing a portion of that asset. And whenever you go to unstake or unliquidity mine, some people are very much so surprised about what they've actually gained or lost. Okay, moving forward here. Allianceblock will move to implement liquidity mining as a service for Elrond. The integration of the upcoming DEX and liquidity mining solutions on Elrond will allow the popular ecosystem to grow with access to immediate liquidity, while at the same time inviting several new projects and tokens into Allianceblock's platform. So I would be very certain that dApps that are building upon Elrond may be integrated into the liquidity mining as a service that Allianceblock essentially provides, which was their first use case, if you're not aware. Helping the ecosystem grow. Now, this to me is probably the biggest portion of the announcement, because I believe that blockchain, DLT, digital assets, everything, the most integral part for adoption and for success, which success is already occurring, we can see it daily, is going to be that interoperability. It's going to be that agnostic, these agnostic projects that are just kind of don't really care about the value that's being transacted, because they can transact in any of the values. Those are the ones to me that succeed and probably do the best out of anything in this market. We see that with, Interledger Protocol probably rings a bell for many of you that are listening that are in the Ripple / XRP ecosystem. Helping the ecosystem grow with access to Ethereum virtual machine functionalities via Alliance Bridge. Now, this is gigantic. This essentially ties Elrond, which utilizes sharding to provide fast transaction speeds. And Elrond does not directly integrate with EVM, the Ethereum virtual machine. It's going to be gigantic in my opinion. This, essentially means yet another major chain is supported by Alliance Bridge after Ethereum, Polygon, Avalanche, Binance Smart Chain. And we do know, I believe, that the Alliance Bridge was built in tandem with Hedera Hashgraph as well. Last but not least here, opening up new data ownership and monetization opportunities with the data tunnel. Now, if you're not really aware of kind of what the big picture is of what Allianceblock is trying to do, at least with their data product, it's essentially, they're trying to be essentially like the Reuters of data aggregation and availability. So it's really, really big stuff. In addition to the above, Allianceblock's data tunnel or Netflix of data will be deployed on Elrond. This will allow Elrond's users to monetize their data, unlock new income streams, generate value, and control how confidential data is used and by whom. So just really, really big stuff in my opinion. You can read more about Alliance Dex if you want to. I'll post the link. Elrond, like I stated before, if you haven't looked into Elrond before, I need to do a little bit of a deeper dive into Elrond. I've seen people talking about it for probably the past year. It was one of those ones that I felt like I missed at a certain point in time, and there's just so many projects out there, it's hard to catch them all. But I know from everything that I've seen and everybody that I trust in this space, Elrond is a monster. Last but not least, for Allianceblock at least, it looks like their liquidity mining solution will be updated with support for more chains here tonight at 9 p.m. Central. And I kind of wanted to get into this as kind of a final thing for this video here. Now, we see assets a lot of the time. We can see smaller caps, larger caps, et cetera, et cetera. A lot of people like getting into assets when they're super hyped. I am not going to promote any of these assets to you whatsoever. I'm just going to share them with you the same way that I shared them on Patreon at the beginning of July because I felt like they were undervalued using certain metrics that I like to use, at least that I've been using on a more recent basis for my personal investments. This is not investment advice to you whatsoever. But Cellframe I posted, Covalent I posted, Genesis Shards I posted, Razor I just posted, Paralink I posted. Cellframe was a July 13th investment for me personally. Now we can see like there's always going to be market corrections. Covalent is probably the best example right now. Covalent is down 17% today. I don't care that it's down 17% today. If you buy something when it's extremely undervalued, 40 cents. I bought Covalent at 40 cents because I thought it was just extremely undervalued. If you buy something that's extremely undervalued, you're very much so able to stomach market corrections. Now, if you're buying something near the top and it drops 30% and then it just keeps dropping because you bought near the top or you bought during hype, that's getting into a very dangerous mindset as far as investments are concerned. This is just personal advice to you. It's not investment advice. You do whatever you want to. Buying into hype is very scary. Trying to pick these assets that are like bottomed out or near bottomed. I mean, this is July 13th for Genesis Shards, 12 cents. And, it's a $2.35 million market cap. I have my own reasons for investing in Genesis Shards. I'm not just saying pick something that looks like it's completely in the crap house and buy it because it looks like it's undervalued. I'm saying do your fundamental analysis. Make sure that it is actually building a product that seems like it might be utilized. Make sure the social media engagement is there. Make sure it's a legit team. Make sure they have legit partners. And then look to see if something's undervalued. And then try to buy it when it is undervalued. Lattice is another thing. Lattice is tied into DAG, obviously, as we know. Lattice, I think, for me, was probably a 67-cent buy, something like that. These are things that we need to be looking for in this market. Razor is huge. Razor is partnered with... I don't know if they're huge, but I know that they have a real product that they're building. I know that they are keeping up their social media presence. I know that they're partnered with Zinfin. I know that they're partnered with Mobify, which I'm hearing tons of people talk about. I know they're partnered with Scale, which is Consensus. I know they're partnered with Elrond. So, they're essentially an Oracle solution that just completely took a huge dump after the stagnation after the pre-sale, and then the market took a turn for the worse. So it probably was right around that time where it was, in that consolidation phase and going to go up. Never had the chance to do it. So I think that, you can find these assets that are just extremely undervalued. Paralink is another one. It's another Oracle platform. Tons of partnerships. I think they're probably top 5 in the Polkadot ecosystem with partnerships, and definitely not top 5 as far as price is concerned. Same thing with Casper. Casper went to 21 cents. I don't care if it goes to 21 cents. I don't care if it's at 12 cents. If I buy something at 6 cents, 6.5 cents, and I see a dip, it doesn't bother me because I'm buying when it's undervalued. So that's kind of my tip, just from a personal level. You guys obviously invest and do whatever you want to do for your own with your own financial investments, but there's still assets out that are certainly undervalued. There's ways to find them, and there's ways to do better in this market. So I'm really interested to see what information comes out of that Freedom of Information Act request through Empower Us. I want to say thank you to John Deaton for putting out a really nice consolidated memorandum here. And again, you can follow at Crypto Law US, and you can follow John. And, last but not least, I do just want to say there are opportunities out here, and we are early in this game. We're all trading in risk, but, we have the capabilities to find these assets that are going to certainly do things in the future, from a utility perspective. And it's not all of the ones that are at a 1 or a 10 or a 20 or a $50 billion market cap. Certainly hold those ones whenever they're undervalued. There are assets that launched in that April, May, June timeframe that will certainly be in the top 20, 30 coins in the next 3 to 4 years. Finding them and buying them at extremely low levels and then having the patience to wait it out is going to be potentially a gigantic move. So, all right, I appreciate all you guys. And yeah, it's good to be back. So I will talk to you later.